Shalom, bonjour, and good evening to all. Please note that the graduation ceremony will be conducted in English and will be translated simultaneously to Hebrew. For those of you who want to and didn't have the chance to collect your earphones, you're invited to do so now. The earphones are there. Okay. Good. Dear graduates, families, faculty members, and members of Reichman University administrative staff. The Lauder School of Government is pleased this evening to honor the 17th graduating class of the MA program in Government, Diplomacy, and Strategy. We are saluting you on your academic achievements at Reichman University. With us tonight, sitting to my right, are Professor Moshe Maor, head of the Specialization in Policy and Public Administration and Political Marketing, Dr. Eitan Azani, head of the Specialization in Counterterrorism and Homeland Security Studies, and Dr. Leslie Terrace, head of the MA in Government program. My name is Valerie Saskind. I'm Deputy Director of Admissions and Recruitment for the MA programs at the Rafael Recanati International School at Reichman University. I manage and coordinate programming for the Anna Sobol Levy Fellowship and head up the French marketing for masters at the university. I have had the distinct pleasure and truly a front row seat of meeting many of you at the very beginning of your journey, back when Reichman was still a what if, an intriguing option, a bold idea, or perhaps a leap into the unknown. Whether it was through Zoom open houses, on-campus meetings, or thoughtful phone calls filled with big questions, I've seen the spark of curiosity turn into commitment. Over time, I've had the privilege of watching that spark grow into something far more powerful: resilience, intellectual courage, late nights, lively debates, and of course, the occasional existential crisis about global politics over coffee. In other words, you became exactly what this program hopes to cultivate: thoughtful, engaged, and globally minded individuals. Along the way, one of the greatest gifts of my role has been the informal moment, bumping into you on campus as you rush to class, or having you stop by my office, sometimes for advice, sometimes for perspective, and sometimes just for a friendly hello. Those moments remind me that education is not only about degrees, it's about people, relationships, and growth. Let me share a small story. A few years ago, I spoke with a student who was unsure about joining an international program like this one. They worried, will I fit in? Will I find my voice among people from so many different backgrounds? By the time they graduated, that same student told me something I've never forgotten. I didn't just find my voice, I learned how to listen. And I think that is one of the most important forms of wisdom you take with you today. Because in a world that often rewards those who speak the loudest, true leadership, especially in government and public life, belongs to those who know how to listen deeply, think critically, and act with both conviction and humility. Here, in this uniquely diverse community, where Israeli and international students come together from different cultures, perspectives, and lived experiences, you have practiced exactly that. You have learned that disagreement is not a threat, but an opportunity. That complexity is not something to avoid, but something to embrace. And that bridges, especially in our region and in our world, are built not by certainty alone, but by understanding. And now here you are, marking this remarkable milestone. I could not be prouder of what you have accomplished, not only academically, but personally. You arrived with questions, and you leave with even better ones. You came as individuals, and you leave as part of a global community. So wherever your path takes you, into government, diplomacy, policy, or into shaping conversations we have not yet imagined, remember this: your greatest strength will not only be what you know, but how you connect, how you listen, and how you choose to lead. Congratulations. You have truly earned this moment. And between the speeches, the celebrations, and the many photos, take a moment to pause and appreciate just how far you've come. And now it is my honor to invite Dr. Leslie Terrace to share her thoughts. Dr. Terrace, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody. It's wonderful, exciting, amazing to see so many familiar faces here. I've missed you, and it's wonderful to see your families, your friends, so distinguished guests, faculty members, family and friends, and most importantly, our graduating students. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the master's degree graduation ceremony of the Lauder School of Government, Diplomacy, and Strategy. Tonight, we celebrate you. We celebrate a remarkable milestone, the graduation of our 17th class. You are a symbol of vitality, perseverance, and hope. You pursued your studies under conditions that were anything but ordinary. Over the course of your academic journey, Israel faced extraordinary challenges. You lived through war, insecurity, and deep internal divisions. Many of you experienced circumstances that previous generations of students could scarcely have imagined, that you scarcely could have imagined years ago. You have spent hours in bomb shelters and safe rooms. Some of you spent weeks and even months away from your families and studies, serving in reserve duty. All of you have had to navigate the uncertainty, anxiety, and disruption that have become part of daily life in Israel during this period. At times, I know the path forward may have appeared insurmountable. And yet, here you are. Your presence here this evening is a testament to your resilience, your determination, and your refusal to allow circumstances to dictate your future. You chose to continue learning, to question, debate, research, and grow, even when the world around you was often uncertain, not to say seemed to be falling apart at times. That achievement deserves recognition and admiration. Our graduating class reflects the diversity and international character of the Lauder School of Government. You come from Israel and from countries around the world. You pursued your studies in diplomacy, counterterrorism and intelligence, and public policy and political marketing. While your paths may differ, you all share a common commitment, a desire to better understand the forces shaping our world today and to contribute meaningfully to society. As educators, we often ask ourselves whether we have prepared our students for the future that awaits them. And today that question is more relevant than ever. The world you are entering into is changing at unprecedented pace. technological revolutions, artificial intelligence, geopolitical competition, social polarization, and economic transformation are reshaping our society and institutions around the globe, and we're all feeling it. Some professions are evolving dramatically. Others we know may disappear altogether, or they may not, they may come back. Yet amid all this change, one thing remains and one thing stands out. The need for thoughtful leadership has never been greater. The world needs strategic thinkers who can see beyond the immediate crisis. It needs diplomats who can build bridges where others see only divisions. It needs policymakers who can navigate complexity with wisdom and integrity. It needs public servants who are committed to strengthening institutions and serving their communities, who remain committed to democratic values and human dignity. And it needs researchers and scholars who are willing to ask the difficult questions, challenge conventional wisdom, and pursue knowledge. At a time when misinformation spreads rapidly and complex problems demand evidence-based solutions, the role of rigorous academic inquiry has never been more important. The world needs people who can not only generate new knowledge, but also translate that knowledge into practical solutions for governments, organizations, and societies. In short, it needs people like you. I hope that during your time at the Lauder School, we have equipped you not only with the knowledge, but also with the analytical tools, critical thinking skills, and ethical foundations necessary to meet these challenges. More importantly, I hope we have inspired you to continue learning, questioning assumptions, and striving to make a positive impact on the societies and institutions you will help shape. So this evening is a moment to celebrate your achievements, but it is also a moment to recognize those who supported you along the way. To your families, your partners, friends, and loved ones, thank you to you all. Your encouragement, patience, and support have played an indispensable role in bringing our graduates to this day, and I'm sure the graduates are well aware of this. So graduates, tonight we celebrate you. We celebrate what you have accomplished. Tomorrow we look forward to what you will accomplish. May you carry forward the spirit of Reichman University with courage, purpose, and optimism. May you continue to lead, to serve, and to make a difference in a world that desperately needs capable and principled leaders. So as you embark on this next step of your journey, I hope you will remember that your relationship with the Lauder School does not end here. This is not the end. Whether you go on to careers in government, diplomacy, security, public service, academia, the private sector, the Lauder School will always remain your academic home. And we take pride in your achievements, follow your successes with interest, and always welcome you back as members of our community for many years to come. So I just want to end with saying congratulations to the 17th graduating class of the Lauder School of Government Diplomacy and Strategy and the graduate degree. I want to thank Valerie Suskind and Daphne Roop and Rachali Tzur, all of who have accompanied you over these 3 years, as well as other members of the administration staff, also the academic faculty. I want to thank everybody and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Leslie Terrace. I'd like to invite to the podium Alexander Pack, who will represent the MA in Government graduating class. Alexander, where is Alexander? Completed the MA in Government program on the thesis track with specialization in counterterrorism and homeland security. His thesis focused on terrorist organizational structures and attack outcomes. Alexander is currently a PhD candidate in government at the Lauder School of Government, Diplomacy and Strategy, and serves as Director of Projects and Researcher at the International Institute for Counterterrorism. Alex?
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, esteemed faculty, guests, and of course, the graduating class. It's my distinct honor to be here and celebrate this momentous occasion with all of you who have had the opportunity to see in classes, on campus, and now back. When I was asked to speak at this ceremony, first I was dumbfounded. Then I was honored, and then finally the fear set in. I had to consider what I would say. What lessons can I draw from my time here at the Lauder School? What insights could I share? And how can I capture the essence of the experience of studying here? Let me start by saying this. While most students choose a subject, the graduates here today chose a vocation. We chose to study the hardest questions of our time: politics, terrorism, security, diplomacy, and the survival of states. And it would seem that the moment also chose us. Since the attacks of October 7th, the subjects that we studied have become a central component of our lives. These events ceased to be historical events on slides or in books, and became the very air that we breathed. In the months and now years that followed, through conflicts with Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and its proxies, we did not have the luxury of learning about these things, because we were standing inside them. However, through all of this, not one of you backed down. You came to class with sirens overhead. You wrote papers while wars raged. You kept thinking clearly, even when the easiest thing to do would have been to stop thinking entirely. Some of you even had to do it while wearing a uniform. This is not a small thing. It is the whole thing. Perseverance is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to keep an open mind even when the fear is telling you to do nothing at all. And as if war was not enough, the ground kept moving beneath your feet. While we studied old threats, artificial intelligence burst onto the scene. This amazing, terrifying tool is reshaping almost daily how we do our lives and what is possible. It's already rewriting how conflicts are fought and how information is created, consumed, and even weaponized. Some of you will spend your careers harnessing it. All of us will spend our careers reckoning with it. The one certainty I can offer tonight is the world will not sit still long enough for any of us to feel fully ready. So what then did this degree, did these instructors actually offer us? Certainly not a fixed set of answers, because as we've all seen, eventually those will expire. Instead, our instructors taught us how to think, how to understand, how to wrestle with challenges without changing our own values. It taught us to value complexity, to resist the easy conclusion, the comfortable slogan, or the single cause. It taught us to think under pressure and to respond with both vigor and humanity. That type of credential, a clear head and a clear conscience, is rarer and more valuable than any piece of paper and is exactly what our turbulent world is currently starving for. This is what it means to lead from the Lauder School. Not to have all of the answers, but to be the person to ask the right questions when the sirens, both figuratively and literally, are ringing overhead. I'd like to finish with an idea from the prophets. There is a promise written long ago, and not too very far from here, that one day the nations of the world shall, quote, beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks, and not learn war anymore. This idea is a bit of an oxymoron for a class that studied politics, diplomacy, and counterterrorism. We are the people who chose to learn the instruments of war, to study it, to understand it, so that maybe one day fewer people will have to suffer for it. And so I want to share the strangest ambition that I would venture to guess many of us already secretly hold. We would be overjoyed to be made obsolete. If peace ever arrives and renders our hard-won expertise unnecessary, I promise you, we will line up gladly and gratefully to beat our diplomas into something new, to come back to Reichman University and learn the work of a world that no longer needs us. But until that day comes, we have other work to do. We will go out into a changing, dangerous, astonishing world and use everything that this place and you have taught us to understand it, to study it, and if we are very fortunate, to one day heal it in some small way. Congratulations to the class of 2025. The world is waiting to see what you will do next.
Thank you, Alex. And now for the moment you're all waiting for. Please honor your fellow graduates during the ceremony until all the diplomas have been handed out. Upon receiving your diploma, please return to your seat to enable the certificates to be handed out to all graduates. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. I'm pleased to invite Daphna Roop and Racheli Tzur from the MA Student Administration Office to the stage. Daphna and Racheli will invite the graduates of the graduating class of the MA Government to the podium to receive their diplomas. Okay, so we will start. I will invite to the podium those graduates who've completed their studies with a distinction summa cum laude. So for the thesis and counterterrorism, Alexander Pack. Thesis and diplomacy, Jeremy Aaron. For the specialization in diplomacy and conflict studies, Coral Alexandra Hadari. מדיניות ציבורית ושיווק פוליטי, דוברת וייזר, אשלי טבקוף. And now for the magna cum laude. For the specialization in counterterrorism and homeland security studies, Maya Assis Kaplan. Melissa Phoebe Bochbot. For the specialization in diplomacy and conflict resolution, Valentina Bulesen Zimmerman. Einav Galili. מדיניות ציבורית ושיווק פוליטי, יובל מלכי. אורי שאול. Calling the names of students who graduated cum laude. For the thesis in counterterrorism, Mikey Sharon. For the specialization in counterterrorism and homeland security, Amit Ayalon. Samantha Bell. Aser Faraj. Niv Kadishzon. Joaquin Kaplan. Ari Yitzhak Karp. Daniel Katsav. Yonatan Tzvi Lawi. Yitzhak Natan Markuzauer. Liam Meshulam. Zara Queen Morgan. Oliver Joseph Nathanson. Sonia Shapirovska. Asher Spain. Emmanuel Talmaski. For the specialization in diplomacy and conflict studies, Abraham Aaron Gertz. Jacob Gold. Meseret Kasbian. Michal Levartovsky. Eden Yaish. Ezra Shell. Shani Weisserberg. For מדיניות ציבורית ושיווק פוליטי, גלית און, ירין אשכנזי, רפאל בייבצ'וב, נועם ברוך, עומר זילברמן, אייל לוי, חלי רחל סממה פדידה, ריי קיהיה, עמית קלינגר, אור רובלביץ', For the thesis in counterterrorism, Eduardo Levy. תזה עם מדיניות ציבורית ושיווק פוליטי, ג'ונתן שנקר. For the specialization in counterterrorism and homeland security, Nicole Armbruster. Laura Barkel. Juliette Bonhomme. Isabella Boehm. Orly Malka Chisik. Alexandra Cecile Cohen. Shimon Cohen. Shana Yael Dahan. Guy Golan. Rebecca Hirschberg. Jennifer Hicks. Adele Kanevsky. Ido Kedar. Jefferson Tamba Koiji. Kineret Leben. Adrien Gal Levy. Alisa Liffitz. Tale Nazarli. Aliyah Nicole Nussbaum. Mia Osrin. Alice Oss. Corey Michael Parker. Adar Revivo. Nicole Rosales Lubinsky. Emma Grace Rosenau. Thaddeus Stanley Rosner. Pauline Sarrazin. Noah Schechter. Tomer Shalom. Maxwell James Sherman. Daniel Sivek. For the specialization in diplomacy and conflict studies, Togar Alexander Bildid. Michaela Butel. Lital Feinberg. Yarden Fedida. Mark Feldman. Madeline Jane Friedman. Itai Geva. Lisa Jebali. Maddie. Daniel Givon. Carla Salome Aliwa. Greg Hassan. Benaya Jean. Jonathan Kagan. Elon Kotler. Eli Kawaz. Michelle Mandelblatt. Noah Margolin. Rochelle Rothstein. David Anthony Steinbach. For מדיניות ושיווק פוליטי. ספיר ארנזון. אופק בלישה. עמית בן עמי. אורטל ברנס. מאיה הראל. שי סטפני הראל.
מזל טוב לכולם!
אלכסנדר ווגנוב. נועה זילברמינץ. יונתן ירון. עדן כהן. רוני ליברמן. תמר מזרחי. גבריאל סטארק. רוני סמסונוב. חמזה סעיד. גל פרבר. אוריאל קושניר. שלי כחמן. מרום קליימן. מאי קנטור. לירי רבקין. דורון שטרן. ענת שפיר. רון סבסה חזן. יעל שרר. מזל טוב.